cold, dark, and gritty. This is FrostPunk. What is up everyone, Fred here from Seals Gaming, back with another video, and today it's all about FrostPunk. FrostPunk is the newest release from 11-bit Studios and is available on Steam, and I'll leave a link in the description below in case you want to check it out after this video. FrostPunk is a survival city builder which takes place in a post-apocalyptic steampunk setting where the entire Earth is experiencing a global winter. To combat this, the nations of the world decided to build massive generators and transport them north, away from the chaos of a crumbling civilization. You play as the leader of these expeditions, and it is your job as the captain to ensure the survival of the city and its inhabitants.
It feels as yesterday we were turning the wheels of progress. Until the frost stopped it all.
In FrostPunk, your goal is to create a sustainable city and society that can survive the harsh climate of the frozen north, and you manage this by building various buildings, signing new laws, and researching different options in your tech workshop. The first thing you'll notice when you start a game in FrostPunk is a gigantic generator in the middle of your city. This generator is your city's lifeblood and will keep your people and your buildings heated. Each building and area in FrostPunk has a certain temperature level, which decides how high the risk of illness and frostbite for the people working in that area is. And as it gets colder and the temperature falls, so does the cold level in each building, and you therefore need to increase the power level of your generators and steam hubs. But this costs an increasing amount of coal, which means you need to assign more people to gather it, meaning other things cannot be prioritized as high. The entire infrastructure of your city relies on resources and prioritization. You must choose which resources and buildings to pursue in order to make your city progress. For example, it's up to you whether to prioritize medical care over food supplies and risk your citizens going hungry, because each time you make a choice in FrostPunk, it will have positive and negative consequences. On top of buildings, research also plays a huge role in FrostPunk. You have a limited amount of resources, and therefore you must pick which research is important to pursue first. You can research many things to aid you, ranging from scouts who go out to find survivors and resources, to automatons that can work in the blistering cold without any negative effects. What really solidifies the pros and cons mentality of FrostPunk, however, is its lawbook. In order to keep your city from falling apart during hard times, you must sign different laws, which can have a hugely positive effect on your people and their morale, but it might hit your resources harder, or vice versa. In one scenario, you're short on workers but have many children in your camp, and therefore you can choose to sign the child labor law, which means that children will have to work alongside adults in the blistering cold. This will hit your people's morale hard, but it will also increase your daily resource gain, which is necessary because the real cold is coming. And speaking of morale, you'll have to deal with discontent and hope bars the entire game. If the hope bar is full, your people will be happy and work more efficient, but if the discontent bar is full, they'll try to overthrow you. Luckily, this is where the lawbook comes in handy once again. In the lawbook, you can choose between two different directions of purpose for your city and its inhabitants. You can pick order, which will make it a propaganda spewing dictatorships with prisons and guard stations. Or you can pick faith, which will make your city a happy place, but full of religious zealots and public penance at midnight. FrostPunk is all about planning ahead and making your city work as efficiently as possible, which means you need to concentrate and practice thinking 5 steps ahead. You need to weigh the consequences of each decision and then choose to take it or not. And all of this you need to do fast because time is of the essence. I enjoy the fact that this is a fast-paced city builder where your survival is at stake and that the game really pressures you. And I love the lawbook where you can choose whether to be a good guy or create a new world order with you as the supreme ruler. I think that Survival City Builder describes this game perfectly, and that 11-bit Studios have really hit the nail on the head here. The mix of genres is flawless and fluent, and you just lose yourself when playing FrostPunk.
We've lost our world to snow, and with it, our last traces of humanity.
FrostPunk comes equipped with 3 different scenarios to choose between. There's the main story, A New Home, when you have to build New London in the Arctic. Then there's the arcs, where your task is to build an automated city that can sustain itself during the storms in order to protect some seed vaults containing flora from the entire planet. And lastly, there's the refugees, where you have to build a city for the poor using only your smarts and the people in the area. All of these scenarios are entertaining and challenging the first time you play them, but in replayability, FrostPunk hits the same issues as other city builders encounter. When you retry a scenario you have already completed, it offers no variation except for some difficulty factors you can adjust before starting. And to be honest, 3 scenarios taking about 2 to 3 hours is not a lot of entertainment for a price of $29.99. Personally, I think that FrostPunk lacks a bit of content, which is a shame because the game is very entertaining and atmospheric. And atmosphere is something where FrostPunk does a great job. FrostPunk has a dark, cold and gritty underscore to it, and the soundtrack and graphic style supports this tone quite well. You can really feel the hopelessness of the situation when the weather drops to minus 100 degrees and your people start getting frostbite and dying. The only thing that I would caution is that the game takes quite a toll on the graphic cards of older models, and it can have quite high loading times as well.
We knew the cost of our journey, and we paid the price 100 times.
All in all, FrostPunk is a city builder with a new and exciting twist to it, and 11-bit studios have managed to combine the 2 genres of survival and city building into a post-apocalyptic adventure. I like how they took a solid existing exoskeleton for a game and then improved upon it by throwing survival into the mix. Because the survival element means that you are actually stressed and you need to have a super sharp focus on the task at hand in order to win. FrostPunk is one of those games that just does not stop throwing crap at you, and it does it in a fun and engaging way. FrostPunk is a case where fusion is a success, and we here at Seals Gaming give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Finally, the time has come to build the last city on Earth.
If you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to leave a like and a comment below, or even better, if you enjoy our content, hit that big red subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching.